Alright, this is where I usually start my walk at. And there's, of course, your obligatory dog barking. That's Bowser. That's the name of the dog. That's Barb's house. And here's the old Azalea house. No one can make out the numbers. I think that's the Carews residence. There's a bin line boy. Went by in his rig. On the few last nice days of fall that we're going to have. It's in the mid 60s today. Low to mid 60s. I think these people up here on the corner are waiting the bus to arrive to pick up their kids. Today was trash day. This is usually take this route here to add a little distance onto my walk. Okay, this is Route 9, State Route 9, which is fairly active. Lots of traffic on this every day. We have loud cars here too. the left here is the Gasler house. Now here on the corner in the old Evic house, the family that helped develop this Evic's edition, or Joella Drive, is now recently sold to the Gillespies, Laura and Chris Gillespie. Since they've been here, they're already beginning to improve the place. Tore some shrubs out here on the front, making the front porch visible. So I think they're going to be a nice addition to the street. All right, now we're going to switch hands. You can hear Bowser from here. Bowser's last name is Vargo. Vargo's moved in, maybe a year and a half, going on 2 years ago, when Lois and Kachinka and Joe Kachinka died. Joe was up in his 90s. Lois was in her late 80s. So they're into improving their scene, their house too. And of course, over here on the right is the fine Owen residence. And the Jack Graham residence, Jack and Annie Graham, beside it, our neighbors. And of course, Shirley Zeke, who was widowed about 5 years ago from her husband Andy. Their neighbors are John and Tina Masick. He's just recently retired carpenter, union carpenter. These people here, I'm not sure who they are. These are new people here too, who bought this duplex. And put this fence in for their dogs. This is Ramazuli's house. He's not home because his pickup truck is gone. And another duplex Don't know who they are. And on this house right here, this is the old fill-in house. And they died. The old man and the old woman died a number of years ago. And the house is, her daughter, who's a pharmacist, lives right down the road here on the same street. They let this place go to hell. There's no other word for it. Who knows what the inside of that house is like now. Probably pretty scary. These people here, I don't know them, but they're a relatively new addition too. This house belongs to Grit Singer, elderly people. This is another new resident, Clinton Landis. He works for the Wheeling, West Virginia Fire Department, the K-9 unit. These people here, relatively new people too. I forget their name. This house here is, people bought it. I'm not sure who lives there, if anybody, but they have neglected the house, as is visible. The vegetation, everybody wonders what's going on there. And over here on my left is Steve and Alicia. They have a huge RV, which is probably now in storage. This is the Kienko house. They keep Ralph Kienko. They keep their house in really nice shape. Many of the people who live here are newer than we are. We're one of the older people. These are nice people here. I've met them a bunch of times. They have a couple, 2 or 3 kids. They're nice people. And this is the house of the owner of the fill-in house back there. The one I just showed you that was in bad shape. She's a pharmacist. I'm not sure what he does, but they keep their house in a similar condition. Overgrown vegetation, maybe a bit better, but certainly nothing to brag about. Terrible. Over here, mailboxes. This is the Dombrowski residence. These are visiting people from Colorado, maybe. Over here on the right is the Wetzel residence. Marty and Carol, they have all their vehicles there, which they appear to be home. And over here on my right is Charlie's house. He and his wife Frances have lived here a long time, probably longer than we've been here. That's her grandson's car, who lives with them. I'm not sure. These people have been here a while too. Telfer. And over here on my right is the old Summers house. She died. Mark Summers moved out. It's been sold twice since then. This is the old Visfari house on my left. Rose died a few years ago. It's been sold a few times. Now we got some people in there. I think they're going to stay. John and Sandy Marshall house. They've been here a long time too, even before we were here. This is the bin line house. Their claim to fame is that they're the Hellraisers on the street. Young guy, girlfriend lives with him, dog, loud vehicles going up and down the street. Okay. The Farrs used to live here. They moved out. An older couple lives here now. This is the Biddle Brown house. Biddle and Betty Brown. They were asking $250,000 for it when it sold here a year or so ago. This is the Briggs house. Briggs. She's been widowed a long time. This is what we Pine Belt house. Oil and gas people. And again we come to the Clinton Landis house. He has dogs for his job and pleasure. So he just put this fence in here recently to contain the dogs, let them run wild, loose in the yard. He's only been here a matter of months, but he's been making some improvements as well. This is where the loop joins together on Joella Drive. Again, I forget who these people are. I should know them. I just escapes me at the moment. They've got a real nice garage complex attached to their house. They can park a lot of vehicles in their place. I don't think you can see it from here, but there's a garage in the back there. It must be about 4 or 5 bays for cars or vehicles. And here again we have the old fill-in residence. He died a number of years ago. Used to be an old S10 that sat here for years. I guess they finally had it hauled off. You can see it's in terrible shape. John filling. As you can see, vegetation encroaches the street. I think the township came by one day with a tractor with a brush hog on the side blade that cut some of that back from the street. We're on Mizzuli's house again. He's been here a long time. That car has been sitting there for probably 20 years. I guess he's really attached to it. No one knows why it stays there. People are probably just too embarrassed to ask him, you know, why don't you get rid of that piece of junk out of your yard? Clean that place up a little bit with that piece of crap. And here again is the neighbors to the Grahams. And of course, Shirley Zeke's neighbor to the Masiks. Graham's neighbor's mailbox. Shirley Zeke's house. She's been here. They built this house back in the early 60s. Now she lives by herself. Husband died about 5 years ago, Andy. We knew him well. And here's the Owen residence. They've been here since 1986. And everybody loves them because they're such great people. So that is the end of round one. I guess we'll keep going a little bit further for round two. I usually walk 2 times around the block unless I meet with the Wetzels down there at the end of the street we talked about. And sometimes we'll walk maybe 3 times around the block. Someone to talk to. This is the Great Gorge, natural gorge. It goes down the hill. Don't want to fall down there. And there's Bowser. His last name's Vargo. Barb. How you doing, Barb?
Hi there. How are you?
It's nice today. Her last name is Tritko, T-R-Y-T-K-O, Tritko. And up the hill again. They're getting some carpet and glass put in, or one or the other, or both. Okay, the White House on the right is the Gansler house. He's 85 now. He's been here from the beginning. And he'll be here to his end. Looks like the women who were parked up here pick up their kids, have picked them up Now they're back home. Like I say, I walk around here, these buildings, to get some extra distance in on this walk. Nobody I know drives slow in Ohio, which I suppose is about average. We're facing Route 9 south. There are some businesses here. Chiropractor, foot doctor across the street, podiatrist. Nice day today. Warm. I hate to see what's coming. November 6th, I believe it is today. We're living on borrowed time. Years past, we've had snow on Halloween a few days ago, a week ago. This year we haven't, but we've had some cool days though. Having a little warm spell here. Try to enjoy it while we can. Continuation of round 2. Carpet and glass man just went by. There's some chickens in that little chicken coop over there, I believe. After all, we are in rural Ohio, Belmont County. So today it's going to be one of the nicest walking days ever. Hate to see it go. But like all things, climate-wise, they follow the pattern every year. Sometimes there's a lot of deer down the back there. Right along the edge of the woods. They can come out and see what's going on, but they can poke back inside the woods to be safe. Hoping that I'll edit this program using DaVinci Resolve version 18.62, I think it is. A lot of new features, very stable program. But like all video programs, it's very demanding on your system resources. I have a speech to audio speech to text, which I might try out with this version here. See how that works. All right, final round. I think this time we will veer to the left at the Y rather than go straight down. Excuse me. Yep, Tina and John Masick on the left here. He takes very good care of his lawn. Has it treated, keeps it cut frequently. He likes to keep busy. Check out these mailboxes here. All right, that says Kovacs and Costello. I guess two on the left are for that first duplex. The two on the right are for this duplex. On the right, this duplex here. These folks keep their house up pretty nice too. 67189. We like that a lot. I like to see people keeping their houses up. Again, Gretzinger's house. She's up there. I don't know if her husband's still alive or not. Hard to say. Like most people on the street, the women, their husbands go first, and then their wives hang around and live till their demise. That's Steve's house in front of us directly. Steve and Alicia. Seems to be quite a bit of wind today. I'm eager to see how this camera does with that. And if it doesn't knock the wind off or wind out, I guess I'll try one of my Waves plugins called Clarity, which can possibly remove it. So that'd be a good test to see. Here's the Pine Lake people again. House used to belong to Christagus. They moved out. I think that's the house that used to own it. On the left again is the Briggs house. She's been widowed for some time. I'm told that her grandson lives upstairs over the garage portion. The Fairs, Bob and Pam, used to live in this house, brick house on the left. I'm not sure who lives there now, but the Fairs were here for quite a while, and they moved to Florida. This lot belongs to, I think, the Ponzani family. Bought this lot with the house, with this house. It used to belong to the Browns. Some people have said the lot is worth about 25 G's. I don't really know. Again, on the left is the house of John and Sandy Marshall. They're in their later 70s, mid to late 70s, at least mid 70s. They used to be our insurance agents. Rose Visvari's house. She died. Like I say, it's been bought and sold at least 2 times before they bought it. They have a big lot, which is sort of a envy of the neighborhood. Charlie and Francis Gilly. Been here a long time. I know them all. We're looking at Wetzel's house, whom I walk with usually, not today. How you doing? And this is the owner of the ramshackle filling house on the left. I forget their name. I don't know if it's Kennedy or what their name is. I don't know how long this camera is going to hold out. It may not make it to the starting point at my house. Yes, I met these people here. They're pretty nice people. They got a couple kids. Again, the Kienko house. Ralph, his wife. I forget her name offhand. I should. That's the problem with getting old. Things start to fall off the man. This house here, unknown who owns it. Nobody there hardly, apparently. You can tell from the condition of the house. It's been neglected. I don't know why people buy houses that's expensive. House would probably go for $250,000 or more if it were fixed up, cleaned up. I don't know who can afford to let a house just go to neglect. And there's the star. This has to be the worst house in the block, no doubt about it. The old Phillips house. Who can imagine what the inside looks like or what condition it's in? As the Beach Boys' Brian Wilson said, God only knows. This street area is known as Evic's Edition because the Evic family were contractors and they developed this street and so forth. Developed it, sold the lots off, whatever. And here's Home Sweet Home. All right, we're going to stop this thing now. Say goodbye. Goodbye.